Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Love Wreck Legacy Challenge. As you saw in the beginning, Ryu, after having some fun at prom the night before, woke up feeling sick. She ran to the bathroom, throwing up, and realized, I need to take that pregnancy test. She took it and realized, with a slight pain in her chest, she was pregnant as a teenager, which is great, totally. And Toki did not understand too much. She did not take the news well. They fought and Toki threw Ryu out of the house. Ryu didn't know what to do or where to go. So she jumped on a train without looking where it went and found herself in Sulani. And before we dive more into the story of this episode, I did want to let y'all know that this is a completely different save file than the one from the previous episodes. I don't know if you may have saw the post I had made, but the save file got corrupted and I tried saving it, but it ended up deleting itself. So I was only able to bring back Toki, Keita, Akira, Ryu, Kaori, and Kristoff. Everyone else is gone, deleted. So there's no one really in the family anymore. I'm hoping to try and find them from a previous save that in my gallery, but I have a horrible habit of not saving the Sims I make to the gallery, and now it's biting me in the butt. So yeah, just a little warning if you're wondering where some of the Sims may have gone. And with that, Ryu had invited Kiyoshi over. He needed to know that she was pregnant. And he came and reacted as well as you can think. Badly. He wasn't ready to be a dad or even wanted to be. And Ryu could understand where he was coming from. But it still hurt her knowing that he didn't really want to support her all that much. He agreed to go to the hospital with her, but Ryu had a feeling that that was going to be all he would be doing. That next morning, pregnancy was not agreeing with Ryu. Her stomach hurt, she was throwing up, and she really needed to pee. Spooky Day was her favorite holiday, and instead of being able to dress up and go to a party, she would be home painting and trying to get money. She wanted to create a small business. She loved painting and enjoyed beachcombing for seashells, so a grand idea she had was to create a business. She was thinking of calling it Island Art, but ended up calling it Ryu's Art Shop. Name up to change later. She just wanted the people to look at what she could do, what she could make, and hopefully make a community around her art, even if it wasn't with her own family. And in truth, that's what she did that spooky day. Trick-or-treaters came to her house and she handed out some candies and eventually went on a little morning walk. But living on the island was nice, but there wasn't really much she could do at that moment. No friends, no family, just a little baby that she was growing. That next morning, the sun peeked through the windows. The smell of after the storm had filled the house, and Ryu felt at peace. She texted Kiyoshi to come over, and he agreed. And as soon as he did, she made him pose for her and began a painting for him. Something for her to be able to hold and to love. It was enough. Maybe even if Kiyoshi didn't want to be a part of their future child's life, she could have just something to remember him by. Though Kiyoshi never outwardly said he didn't want to be a part of it, Ryu knew, and she wasn't going to ask him to do anything. She was gonna do it all herself. And as soon as she started painting, some neighbors began popping by. Liliana Kyolin was one of them, and Ryu seemed to be attached to her in seconds. She was kind and gentle and even curious about her stomach. She was excited that maybe her neighbors would be neighborly and be a part of her life and her babies. Though when Makoa came on by, Ryu could feel her cheeks warming up. He was a pretty cute guy, but way too old for her. And though she was beginning to have a reputation of falling in love, she wasn't going to cross a line like her mother did. And away she painted throughout the day and throughout the night. And that was what Ryu's life was gonna be like for the rest of it. But in the quiet of it all, Ryu's water broke. She was in labor. She rushed to the hospital, Kiyoshi with her, like he had promised, and they ran in. Their doctor pulled them aside, giving Ryu an epidural and some medicine to quicken the birth. We were not gonna be here all night long. Kiyoshi wanted to be a part of it, wanted to help as much as he could, but he just kept on getting up and leaving. He didn't like seeing Ryu in pain, he didn't like the sterileness of the hospital, and Ryu couldn't blame him. Well, a part of her did. It was his fault that they were in this position. But their baby was coming. And into the world, we invited Hiei, a healthy baby girl. Thank you guys so much for joining us this episode, and I'll catch you next time. Stay safe. Bye!